Hi! Hello!
Hi! Hey!
Bonsoir! Welcome behind the scene of Concours Final. In our film, we pay tribute to the great classics of animation in our own way.
The main philosophy while writing the movie was whatever is the funniest. So, in just 4 minutes, we drew on many different sources.
Learning from the greats, we kept the importance of contrast in mind to create an absurd feeling that is essential to this kind of story.
Our movie is a cartoon in its purest form, a chase story.
To keep it punchy, weird and dynamic, the film stays close to what you could see in 2D animation, but in 3D.
The duck is a barely functional creature. It was essential that the audience understood just how clueless he really is. So, we designed him with janky proportions and lots of asymmetry. In fact, the only function his brain can handle is maintaining his really strong reproductive instinct.
Both the dog and hunter are obsessive killing machines, so they have rectangular shapes to appear tough and efficient.
To amplify the action and give it a frantic rhythm, we chose an indoor setting, a cabin in the woods, filled with old torture instruments. To the duck, it feels like the farmhouse in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But this is a cartoon, so gore has no place. We choose to contrast the overall look dev with the torture tools to maintain a fun, playful aspect. Even the taxidermy assets look cute.
Our characters have a flexible, toy-like appearance with flashier colors and a softer texture than the assets. This makes them pop on the screen. The armchair is the hero asset in the movie and the centerpiece of our climax. We chose a simple design so that it will blend in to the background. Then, when the chair transforms into a menacing weapon, it's pop on the screen. But underneath it all, the chair is actually a rickety mess. This idea of a physical threat is really the essence of our movie.
We knew from the start that the rigging would present a challenge. To keep the 2D feeling, our characters had to support extreme stretches. The dog and the duck's limbs and eyes had to migrate all over their bodies. I made this work with a mix of constraints and shrink wraps. We also used modeling switch for some extreme transformations.
But it isn't just the limbs and the eyes that move. The dog's mouth also travels all over, making expressions and deformations. I gave his mouth depth by using a boolean that was always active. To hide the defects, I placed the mouth geometry above with a shrink wrap.
The animatic was essential for testing the timing of the gags. Once we were satisfied, we took it to 3D while conserving a snappy 2D animation style.
We used a lot of smear frames and exaggerated accelerations, but we balanced it out with fluid overlaps to give an organic sense to the animation.
For example, just to take a step forward, the dog has to bring his foot all the way around in front of him. And given his long bill and the dog's muzzle, we had to avoid using front views.
Some action shots in the movie required us to reproduce perspectives from our first hand-drawn animatic. So we used bends and lattices to deform the cabin, which affected the way we animated those shots.
We used a lot of corrective plane shapes when we polished the animation. This allowed us to clean the shapes and posing of our characters.
As we all know, sound effect plays a big role in any good animation movie. So we made sure that many jokes and references were supported by little audio cues.
We recorded our sound in a real cabin and chose music to evoke our universe of guns, booze, and jovial taxidermy. A touch of banjo added color and fun to our cartoon.
Our dog hunt is now closed. We hope you enjoyed following us. Thanks for watching and goodbye.